Hello there and welcome to issue number 99, and this issue is all about the Aries Tiger. And as you can see on the caption prior to the video, those are all the dates you have to be to fall into this Western and Eastern astrological combination. As I say, any questions about the dates, any before that you want to know that I haven't printed, please email me or just drop me a comment on here or inbox, anything like that, and I'll get back to you straight away. Any feedback on the video is very welcome, and that's why we do it. So okay, let's get started straight away with the Aries Tiger. Now this combination is a very live wire combination. You have the Aries, as we know as a child, they're not malicious. We've spoken about this, they're not a malicious child. They do need quite firm handling in the respect of they need to know where their boundaries are, because you get a child that will be involved in all sorts of mischief, and it's just through trying different stuff. This can be from drugs quite young, unfortunately, you know, get in trouble with the police. It's not in a nasty way, but it's just like, oh, I'm going to have a go at that, because the Aries is a groundbreaker. They're very pioneering. They have a very all-action spirit. So they sometimes, you know, get involved in situations where they like to test themselves. They like to test, you know, what they can find out. Is it dangerous to walk across the rail track? Well, people say it is. Shall I try it? And they go and try it. You know, this is what we've got to look at. You know, they need to have quite strict boundaries, as in times to be in, not so much the friends they keep, because the Aries is quite a bit of a leader, so it may be the children, the other children's parents or worry more so than, you know, the actual Aries parents, because they're headstrong, they are got a lot of initiative, and they will go out and seek their thrills, their danger, and try and ground break and try and say, well, I've been the first kid who's climbed such and such, or, you know, that's what we're looking at here. So give them nice structure, and the Aries Tigers that have gone on to really you know, perform well at school, perform well in later life, had not an overly strict, and I don't mean, you know, zealous parents where they're like, oh, you know, in the sense of, you know, they had good boundaries, good structures, and they started to appreciate structure because that's what they need. You know, as I say, they're not malicious, they won't be doing anything to hurt anybody, but inadvertently they do because of the stuff they get up to. So drugs, etc., can be a problem in the classroom. Very able, the Aries Tiger, of learning very fast, very intelligent, but depends if their mind's really in it, if they're really in it, because they may be planning some expedition, you know, going off on their own somewhere, or taking a couple of mates along and saying, right, I fancy doing this. Will their concentration last at school? Well, that's the problem that the teachers will have, is keeping their minds, and as I say, with the rigid structure, they will very much appreciate a teacher or a mentor that is firm but fair. They respond very well there. If they have a gentle or overzealous teacher, then they will play them up big time. So if we're going through the school years, and this is a bit of a, you know, as I say, a live wild child, they could have got themselves in problems. If we go to academically, they're very good, but if we go to the behaviour that can go with the academics, it's very bad. So there needs to be a balance, there needs to be an understanding, as I say, an understanding network for this child, because they can achieve so much. Very bright, very pioneering, they could go off. I'd like to see this combination in the forces, something like that, where again the structures continued after university or college, where they are involved in a tight-knit and there's respect for the authority, etc., like that. So it really does help, this combination. And then afterwards, after the relaxing, we've got into the into the 20s. Let's get into the early to mid-20s, after the firebrand years, shall we call it, where I hope they've not ever done it with danger sports, alcohol, drink, drugs, being quite promiscuous, seeing how many they can go through, etc. Vice versa, you know, on either side, you know, they're a bit of an icon, and they've got to remember this. They are one of the children that will be looked up to, saying, wow, look at their, you know, they have to realise this as well, that sometimes with the pressure of being looked up to, which they do feel, because they're so groundbreaking, because they try such new and varied and unusual stuff, that kids can look to them to do more stuff, you know. Even in the early adult years, they'll be looking to, what's he been up to, you know, and he may feel, or she may feel, that they have to do something extraordinary all the time. Therefore, you know, as I say, going back to getting the structure in place, they know that's not the be-all and end-all. You know, it's not all about thrill-seeking. And once they get concentrating down into these middle 20s, then we have a fascinating and amazing character to know, because they're so innovative. As they are pioneers. They would be amazing with fashion. They would be amazing with new trends. They'd be spotting stuff. They would be a fantastic buyer for fashion outlets, travel companies. There would be, get an Aries type on board, because they'll travel around and they'll find the new hotspots to go to. You know, when maybe Bulgaria wasn't popular, maybe they had an Aries type on board and they made it popular, or, you know, things like this. Finding exotic new destinations, you know, put them in the front line after they've gotten the wild days out of the way. Put them in the front line, because then they will produce some amazing, real amazing results. Just keeping the incentives there, keep the pay good, keep the you know, the above all else, the acknowledgements, the pats on the back. They love this. They feel as though they are achieving and they're getting acknowledgement. You know, they'll be happier with a medal than they would be with money sometimes. You know, to say, you did this, you did that, you know, that's it. Look after these, because if you put these out in the field, you can put them out in the field of biology as well. Testing cosmetics, very groundbreaking now. New plants, music, innovative new styles. They are very good. Make a great music producer as well, because they'll be spotting the new talent. So everything that is going to be happening, they dress uniquely, but then other people will follow. They will then, you know, find the next thing that's going to be unique. So they really are a fascinating whirlwind sign. And who can keep on the tails of these? Because you'll be thinking, they're up to this, they're up to that, and, you know, what partner could they seek that will keep up with them, plus enhance them? Well, let's go to the horses, because the horses, yes, they're brilliant as well. Fantastic mind. Plus, they don't mind change. They love pioneering as well. Not quite in the level of the tiger, but they've got a little bit more unpredictability. Therefore, it keeps the Aries tiger on their toes. They've got somebody to bounce these ideas off. What do you think of this? Should we go there? And they've got somebody who is willing to follow them everywhere and say, yeah. And they'll add some to it as well, because the intelligence of the horse really magnifies the tiger's great qualities, and especially the Aries' great qualities. Plus, with the Aries prone to a bit of burnout, the horse will then have the energy to carry them on as well. So come on, let's keep going with this. So you get the brilliant support, and they really do complement each other. So let's look for the Leo horse, the Sagittarian horse, the Aquarius horse, and the Gemini horse. Very, very strong, capable of just really, really fascinating business opportunities as well. It won't be just strictly a great love match, because the horse will have to you know, give the tiger a little bit of time in the sexual sense, because You know, the Aries Tiger likes a bit of wham bam. The horse knows the true art of the romance. They like a lot of caressing, cajoling, etc. So they can then teach the tiger, say, look, it doesn't all have to happen in, 100 miles an hour, So there's a good bit of there when it comes to love making. They can really find a great niche as well. Also, we have to look for dogs. Now, dogs are the security lovers, and you might think this is a peculiar match, but the dogs are devoted and they're very caring. So when the Aries may be off, having this idea, that idea, well, the dog is always going to be, even if they're at home, they're always going to be there in spirit. They're very supportive, so caring. You won't find a more caring creature in all of the Eastern astrology. The dog is deep and it cares 1000%. So the tiger will always feel that there's that safety net. If I do fail, which occasionally they may, the dog is there to wrap up the Aries Tiger, strike the ego back up, and really just set them back on the trail. A great bit of healing can be done here. But also, there's that love of fairness. When both of them are together, there is a love of an even, fair deal for everybody. And they really hit it off, and especially in the realms of maybe unions, charities where they're really speaking up for the downtrodden and things like that, and they really, really enjoy fighting the underdog's corner. So let's go for the dogs of the Leo, the Sagittarius, the Aquarius and the Gemini. Will be fabulous matches. The ones to avoid for the tiger is always going to be the monkeys, because okay, the monkeys, they can be quick and they can change tact and they can be very vibrant themselves, but it's in a different way. The tiger will feel like the monkey only scrapes certain issues, it doesn't get deep enough. The monkey will sometimes think the tiger is selfish and therefore will get a bit sullen and withdrawn. So you get, even though they could be very forefronts of their professions, they're doing it in very different ways. The monkey likes to get things done by nook or by crook. The tiger likes to try and get there in a very fair way. If not groundbreaking, it's going to be very innovative, but they don't like to hurt people on the way. The monkey, they won't necessarily want to hurt somebody, but if it gets done, it gets done. That's it. So very different in that, and there will be constant rows with the way they go about stuff. Sexually, they're very incompatible too. So let's avoid that combination. What we have to worry about with the Aries Tiger towards health is this drug intake. Has it done damage? Alcohol intake, be very careful of that. But it's then just to modify at times that you are going to be thrashing out major energy, and you've got to be careful of burnout here as well. So mental exhaustion, physical exhaustion must be watched. But if you get with the right partner, they know that. They know how to heal, and they will know how to put some energy back in. So it's very vital that you do, Aries Tiger, to fulfill your potential, is to find the perfect match. Okay, thank you for listening in, and please join us for the next issue. Bye bye.